when the most hidden of all hidden wanted to reveal himself, he first made a single point that expanded. This expansion is the secret of the flame that is drawn to the most sublime point from the essence of the Ein Sof. There are several ways of understanding this. If it was hidden, it is the ultimate of all secrets, a sublime point of nothingness or everythingness, undivided, complete. Why is it he? How can gender precede everything? It just feels good to refer to him as he, because women were kept out of these affairs. Interpretation, distribution, expansion, building an institution around it, it was man's affair. It is important to understand that these words are not directly coming from the source. This is not Ein Sof speaking to us. It is filtered through a mind. Even if it is an awakened mind, an enlightened mind, mind leaves its dust on the message. It never passes through a mind without getting altered in some way. In fact, it gathers a lot of dust. Interpretation is quite simply removing all the mental dust to try and understand as much as possible what the scriptures are talking about. You can only understand as much as possible. The objective is not to understand everything. If you try to understand everything, then you are turning understanding into a simple intellectual quest. Because you cannot understand everything intellectually, it becomes a lifelong obsession that keeps you on the outside, on the surface. Scriptures should not be interpreted to their completion. They have to be interpreted to a point where it removes the baggage of ideas that you're holding on to. It will not reveal the truth, but it will certainly reveal the lies. How it has been misunderstood. Because it doesn't matter when you begin your inquiry. It doesn't matter in what age or time frame you are born to inquire about the nature of reality. You can be certain that you will be surrounded by innumerous, countless misunderstandings and misinterpretations of the same word that you're trying to interpret. That you can be certain. When you get to the ultimate, you will realize that all these mistakes are your mistakes. Because you're the only one. There is no other. But till you get there, you have to at least hold on to the understanding that Many have searched before you, and they are searching, just like you're searching. Search is a very common thing. How you search, where you search differs. But searching is interwoven into our DNA. If we are alive, we will be searching. It is an inbuilt mechanism. The day we stop searching, we stop living. There is no purpose. As long as you're alive, you will be searching in some way. Now, there are so many expressions of life. There are animals, plants, so many human beings in different situations, in different circumstances. If searching is accepted to be fundamental, then why haven't they found it? Why don't I encounter teachers wherever I go? Why am I not guided in the right direction? Why do I have to put in the effort? If I don't put in the effort, my search is misdirected so easily. In fact, everybody is asking me not to search the way I want to search. Many don't even want me to search. They say, we have already found it. We found him 2000 years ago. We found him 1000 years ago. You don't have to search for him. We have done all the work. It's readily available. All you have to do is just accept it. Why aren't you living in a world where this search is recognized in the right way and you're being guided? Because that is the only way it can happen. If your search is right, then you will find innumerable other searches that are wrong. It is the very nature of life. For one straight beam of light, there'll be 100 reflections. For one truth, there'll be 100 lies. The very realm is such that it allows for defects and deflections. A small misunderstanding, a small bump in the consciousness, the search is misguided. When you accept that this is the nature of reality, the most intelligent, the most aware, conscious individual is you. There cannot be any doubt in this. You have to accept yourself as the center. And you have to also accept that most people, almost all of them, are on the surface. They're not at the center. So what they offer you, their guidance, their instructions, will be utterly useless for your realization. You have to find those few, one or two rare individuals who have found their way to the center. People you meet in your daily movement of life cannot guide you to that place. First, your family members cannot guide you. It is impossible. It has never happened. It will never happen. Your mother or father or brother or sister will not stop you and say, all that's happening in the world is useless. Everything is a mental projection, including us. You are the center of creation. Go find the source of it. It will never happen. Because to say that, they have to nullify themselves. They have to relook at the relationship between them and you. As long as you are a part of the family and they see you as a part of the family, this can never happen. From there, you can move out and inquire into the nature of relationships. If a relationship assumes something, an authority, then that relationship cannot guide you to the truth. Formal education, teachers in the formal education cannot guide you to the truth because they're doing their job. For them, it is to teach what they are told to teach. Right there, you can remove them as ultimate guides. When you remove all unwanted and misguided paths, one path will become clear. It will reveal itself. When you read words like this, it is not to grasp the truth. You cannot become the truth by reading the words. A lot more has to happen. Because waking up or realization to that ultimate reality is a physical process, it's not a mental process. Something has to happen to your body. Your body has to start experiencing that space. Your body cannot be rigid and same, and suddenly your mind is illuminated. That is not enlightenment. That is just a moment of insight. As quickly as it comes, it disappears. It is not meant to stay there. If enlightenment is not intellectual, then why study the scriptures? You study the scriptures, you find a teacher so that you avoid wrong paths. You don't get sucked into misinterpretation of these words. Behind everything you see, there are words. Images are simply clothing of words. Ultimately, your battle is with words. What am I getting into? You don't see words in the world. It's all images. But without an underlying philosophy, your world will not be the way it is. You see the world in a certain way. You see people in a certain way. What you see in the form of images are just the basic framework of life. You can read them as many different ways as you can. You can interpret them in innumerable different ways. That is why no two individuals interpret life in the same way. Yes, there are few ideas that have become extremely popular and everybody thinks we all believe in it. No. There's not one idea that everybody believes in. There's not one thing in existence that everybody agrees on. As long as it is part of the observable world, it is subjected to interpretation. You are not experiencing absolute truth. You are being presented with something that you have to interpret. you have to search for the meaning behind images. You cannot just keep hopping from one image to another. If the objective is to know who you are, the process is to start from images, find the story behind the images, and understand the essence of those stories, and remove unwanted stories and get to that one story. This is the journey. So people who are already stuck, who identify themselves as part of some story, cannot guide you. You have to find someone who has transcended all stories, who has become empty and hollow. Buddha referred to the ultimate state of awakening as Nirvana. He called it Nirvana because it is that moment when you are stripped of all ideas of you. It is such a beautiful expression, such a deep expression. You can keep on interpreting this in as many different ways as you can, and you will still not fully understand and exhaust all explanations. It is one of the most elegant expressions of enlightenment. Buddha simply said, I am naked now. The word nirvana quite literally means naked, but naked in the truest sense. When you become truly naked, you remove the clothing of your body as well. You remove the clothing of your mind as well. To be naked in the world is just to remove some external clothing, because you identify with the body. For you, your body is not a clothing, it is you. So you do not see nakedness as a removal of even the mind and the body. But that's what awakening is. It is a moment when everything that has been added on the mirror of your consciousness is removed. Now, if you try to understand this intellectually, it is very scary. I don't want to lose my body. I don't want to lose my mind. Well, where did Buddha lose his body? Where did he lose his mind? He described the experience itself as the obliteration of everything. Everything he thought he was. Disappearance of the mind, disappearance of the body. And yet, after that experience, he lived and taught for the next 40 years. How is this possible? It is possible because Nirvana is not a removal of the mind and the body. It is the removal of that something that sticks all these together. Your thoughts, your mind, your body, your memories, everything together that you identify as your ego.